We have the Packers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. This game will be following the Buffalo Bills game. This is going to be 4:30 on Sunday on Fox. Packers are a 4.5-point dog against the Eagles. Eagles are 4.5-point favorite at home. Total points of this game is 45.5. Jalen Hurts has been out it's been in a concussion protocol for the last few weeks. He's now back at practice for the first time. Today was his first day at practice in a while. Um, Christian Watson is out for the season, so Packers will be without one of their studs on the outside, but they're pretty loaded at wide receiver. I don't think it's going to hurt them that badly. But yeah, who do you guys have in this game? This is also a rematch from Week 1 where these guys played in Brazil. Obviously, a lot has changed in that time period between the two teams, and also you're not playing in Brazil; you're playing in Philadelphia, so it's very different comparatively to that Week 1 game. But what do you guys have in this one? I think for me, I think I'm going upset here. I think Green Bay wins this. This is a team that, they are, while young, this is a team that went through the playoffs last year. They should have gone to at least the NFC Championship game. They rolled through Dallas pretty easily, and they had to lead till late in that San Francisco game, and then until they lost. But I think Green Bay's going to put Philadelphia on upset alert, and Sirianni could be the next coach on the hot seat.
Man, I'm going to go with my Eagles. I think when you play up here in South Philly, man, it's a whole different thing. You ain't in Brazil, in the favelas. You up there in South Philly, okay? And them jokers up there, man, they bleed that green, and they are making sure that you're gonna feel it. Jalen Hurts, if he's up and up like he needs to be, with the type of guys he has, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Vontae Smith. I mean, they look good. They're hard to stop, and they got a great defense. Packers, I like the Packers. I like Jordan Love. I'm a Jordan Love fan. I'm a Josh Jacobs fan. There's some good receivers, man. Christian Watson's out. Neff is sitting there saying Green Bay all the way, man, but I do believe Philly will win this one.
I have my bet for this, but I'm buying points. I think it's going to be a close game. I think if I have to choose one here, I think Eagles win. I think they win around 4 on the dot. I could see Love having a drive to win the game, but needing a touchdown there. I could also see him throwing a pick on that drive too. But yeah, I think it'll be one of those games that Philly just doesn't look like themselves, or I guess you could say they look like themselves, but like the bad version that they look like sometimes. But yeah, I think Eagles do pull it out, but I think it'll be like a 24-20 game.
I don't know. I think the fact that Hurts has been out for the last 2 or 3 weeks, right? He's been out for by the time he plays, it'll be 28 days since his last game he's played in. And also coming off the concussion as well. I mean, your first game back from a concussion, I think I saw some stats online about guys when they play the first game after being out with a concussion, quarterbacks wise, the numbers just aren't there. The numbers aren't good. I think they'll rely heavily on Saquon, but I think if Green Bay can get the run game going, if they can get Jacobs going and kind of set up the play action pass in this game, I think Green Bay's got a good shot at kind of holding the lead for this good while in this game and winning it. I really do. I think Green Bay's got they got it, man. I don't know. I'm also kind of biased here because this is my preseason Super Bowl bet. Chiefs and Packers. Yeah, that was my Super Bowl.
I think both teams are going to go try to go hardcore ball control and just eat the clock and just wear the other team down. I don't see a lot of high flying. The Watson thing hurts because that is their big play threat. Do the Eagles have any other kind of injury concerns on offense?
Is what's the name of back, the tight end?
He actually played last week when a lot of the team was out of the game. He was still in there.
Okay, so they probably getting him back because I know he was hurt for a while. Dang, got him.
Didn't Smith get banged up too recently? He's been in and out of the lineup, though. Devontae Smith.
Yeah, but I think he's all right.
He's all right now.
So I'm gonna say this too. I think, man, to be honest with you, we don't know if Hurts. They might have just been holding him out until the playoffs.
Yeah, that can be a possibility.
Yeah, they shoot. Maybe it's things like, look, man, ain't no sense going in. Saquon won't gonna play. We don't need to put you out there. So he's probably getting a lot of practice. I guarantee that.
Yeah, injury report for it looks like limited participation today. AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, full participation. Dallas Goedert, Bryce Huff, Nakobe Dean. So they're pretty healthy.
Okay.
Yeah. So if Green Bay were to win this game, JD, what do you want to be seeing from both sides of the ball? Like if Green Bay were to win this game, would that be more of a ball control kind of game for Green Bay offensively, or where Jacobs kind of dominates it? Because that's their Saquon. It's a beautiful game as far as that, because you have 2 1A running backs going up against each other in this game. It's kind of nice to see the running back being back in 2024 and 2025 and being able to see these two RBs go against each other. But how do you see either one of these teams winning this game? Like what's going to be the key for each one?
I mean, every game is about ball control. I mean, it doesn't change anything. I mean, when you have time of possession, it just gives you more opportunity. But if they'll score, if they have a chance to score with a deep ball with AJ Brown as Devontae Smith, sure, they're gonna go at him. But Saquon, without a doubt, could just eat him up on the ground game. I think with the Packers have a good defense. They're decent, but I do believe Philly is a little bit better. And if they could definitely stop Jacobs. You stop Jacobs and have Love throw the football, I think you would prefer that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Watson being out, they still have Reed, they still have Dobbs, they still got what's his name, Wicks, I think in his name.
I think ball control is more important for Green Bay because they don't want it to become
yes, one dimensional.
throw, because then the Eagles just
absolutely
try to get in his face and making them make a mistake, and he probably will after a little while.
But this is that's what I was saying. The Eagles, they play ball control anyway. I think Jalen Hurts is a very measured quarterback as far as what he does. He makes pretty good decisions with the football.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Headline early next week. Love Hurts.
Love Hurts. I'm seeing it here that's saying that Hurts is more playoff experience than Jordan Love. I mean, Jordan Love ran through the playoffs last year. He beat Dallas on the road in Dallas in this 2v7 spot as well. And then he went to San Francisco, almost had them on the ropes. So Love does have playoff experience. So I know that's he's a young guy and whatnot, but I mean, he does have the playoff experience. So I don't know. So this is my so far me and JD have both picked upsets in the playoffs. Teja's going all favorites so far, guys. So keep in mind, Teja's going with favorites. So now we're gonna go to the 3-6 matchup. Here we go. We gotta do it. My guy Baker. So Sunday, January 12th, the final game on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NBC. The Commanders will be traveling to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. I will be getting my Baker Mayfield Oklahoma Sooners jersey out for this one. The only time I ever wear another team's jersey is when I bring my Baker Mayfield jersey out.
Trash.
Commanders are a 3-point underdog at Tampa. Buccaneers are a 3-point favorite. The teams faced week 1 of the regular season, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won that game. And I think I saw a stat. This is maybe like the second time that 2 Heisman Trophy quarterbacks will be going up against each other in the playoffs. It's like it hasn't really happened that many times. It's like the second or third time this has happened. So pretty interesting stuff here. The over-under is the highest over-under of any playoff game this weekend at 50.5. Who do you guys have in this one? You guys probably know where I'm going with this one, but who do you guys have in this one?
I'm actually going to go with the Commanders on this one.
Actually,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. No, listen, I mean, the Buccaneers are, they're the favorites and, playing it there, which is a hard place to play down in Tampa. Baker's rolling. He is. Bucky Irvin and those guys, I think they're doing a good job. So, but I think, man, Jaden and Daniels, those guys are going to win and upset them. I think they upset them. So, if Jaden Daniels could pull the magic, you're talking about, protecting the football, ball control. I'll give it to the young guy to do it. I think he has a lot of poise, man. It'd be good to see this young fellow pull it out. So
I think what really helps Daniels out is that he's had a lot of, it's kind of the bizarro NFC Chiefs that they've won a lot of different ways. They've won a lot of really close last second, even Hail Mary battles, which really bodes well for him because it's the closest thing to getting you to a playoff like atmosphere that you can get in the regular season. And he also had a dramatic get into the playoffs victory versus Atlanta. So I think that does bode well for him. I don't think he's the normal rookie. And the Bucs defense allow a lot of points, so that's also going to be in his favor. Overall, though, this to me is the hardest game to call of the weekend. I'm having a real hard time with it. I'm really split. I think in my bet, I'll end up taking just to throw into a huge parlay, a lot of buying points for the Buccaneers because they're home. But it's really hard to call for me. I'm going to go, man, so split on this. I think Commanders pull it out. I think they win. I think again it comes down to the last couple minutes of the game. I think it goes back and forth. You might see a slow start and then just the floodgates open. But yeah, it's like a 20, 27, 30 type game.
JD, I've seen some people talk about how they played earlier on the season, week 1, and how that game tape, if you're Todd Bowles and Tampa, you can just throw that away because it was his first look as a professional. You can kind of throw that game tape away. Yeah. How that really doesn't mean anything anymore at this point, 17 weeks later.
No, man. Look, these guys have been developing over the 17 weeks. There's a whole lot of changes that go on into it. So we watched Jaden Daniels come in and absolutely show out. I mean, he's grown up a lot. And we've seen, I didn't really expect him to have the type of success he's had so early. I really didn't. He's actually shocked me. He's made me a believer. And he's actually made me a bigger believer than I have been in your guy, Noodle Arm Baker.
Poor Baker.
I thought you were going to say Caleb Williams.
No, the Baker's man. We could say Caleb too. Shoot, really? I mean, I like his game. I like Jaden. We talk about playing with poise. He definitely has it. The Commanders, they are sneaky good, man. They are. Zach Ertz looks like he's playing like back at Philly, getting the ball to him. McLaurin is another guy that's just tough to get. The other guy, if the other wide receiver, shows up.
Zacchaeus looks good.
Zacchaeus looks good. Brown always comes in, gives it a little bit. Robinson is a good back in the backfield. Eckler comes in, gives a little bit. They got a good team, man. They got a really good team.
Jonathan Allen's back and healthy on the D line. That's important.
Yeah,
I think he had a sack in his first game back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough matchup. And talking about rookies, all of them surprised me. It's crazy. All of them were good. Caleb was the worst one. And that's with Penix playing 3-4 games.
Yeah.
Penix showed more in 4. What did he play? 3 or 4 games? Than Caleb Williams showed all season.
Yeah. It's true.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
He's a drama queen.
I did not think Penix and Nix would look as good as they did.
I gotta say, I'm not surprised either one of you picked against Baker in this opening round. I know Teja's built up a hate of Baker over the years. And,
yeah,
really.
Oh, he can't stand Baker.
Right here, Tage. I'll give you right here,
man.
You guys are the He-Man Baker hater club.
I give you right here. It's a high five right there.
Yeah, I was just saying he wasn't elite when everyone thought he was elite when he was on every damn commercial. Okay, I don't think it warranted then, and I liked him a little more when everyone came down to closer to what I thought his value was this entire time. I stayed here. I haven't actually wavered on Baker. I've been here. Everyone thought he was there, and then everyone finally was like, okay, maybe he is around here. I'm like, oh, yeah, welcome to the club, guys. He's not elite. There you go. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he should have made the Pro Bowl this year.
He should have. Yeah, he should have.
Yeah, I'm honest about it. I'm not going to lie and say he's worse than he is. And
he's got receipts for that. He's going to come out with his receipts during this game on Sunday is what's going to happen. But I think Tampa wins. Forget the fact that I'm a big Baker fan. I think Tampa wins this weekend.
He deserves Pro Bowl over. I mean, I think it was a good argument and conversation, but he didn't play better than Goff and Sam.
What the third QB? What was it? Wasn't it Daniels? Isn't Daniels?
Was it Daniels?
I think it's Daniels for him.
I think it goes into this whole conversation of difficulty.
If you take Justin Jefferson and Addison away for a combined 9 weeks, I don't think Darnold looks that way, though.
It's true. That is true.
Well, Mike, I mean, come on.
Well, Evans missed like 4 weeks, and he didn't have Godwin for more than half the season.
Evans missed like 4 weeks, and he played like one leg for another 3 weeks. So, and Godwin missed like half the season.
Evans is unstoppable. So, I mean, when he comes in, he's your guy. I didn't think what's the name Ottman was going to be as good as he was. Plus, you got a good running game with those guys. I think Daniels, because he is a rookie, what he was able to do. Without a doubt, from what they showed last year for the Commanders team to what it is now, I think it's deserving of it. Same reason I think that Josh Allen is going to win MVP this year.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with Daniels getting the Pro Bowl because they don't have a million weapons. They're a good team. They're well coached, and guys are playing well for them. They're maximizing their talent.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're like a team full of weapons by any means.
Look at Marcus. Marcus, go ahead, Marcus.
I mean, I'm just saying, if a guy's with third in passing yards, number 2 in touchdown passes, I mean, I think that guy should be a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, I mean, what are his numbers compared to Darnold's?
I think he dominates Darnold.
Yeah, I think he should have got it over Darnold.
Darnold's weapons are much better than Baker's collectively. Hawkinson's better than Otten. I guess no doubt there.
Well, Hawkinson missed a lot of games, though. So
he did. Missed a lot of games.
Okay. Jefferson's better than Mike Evans.
Yes.
Right now. Addison, it was better than the collection of Sterling Shepard, Chris Godwin, and what's his name? McMillan, the rookie.
Addison had a great season.
Yeah, Addison was at 10 touchdowns.
But Godwin was killing it too when he got injured. But again, it goes back to they were beat up this year. And Bucky missed a bunch of games. Bucky was injured. White was injured. I mean, like
And they found Bucky Irving throughout this whole thing too. They already had Aaron Jones over there in Minnesota. We found Bucky Irving was a 4th round running back. No one knew who he was, and then he came out and blew up. So I mean,
I don't know why that bodes well for Baker, but sure.
Yeah, he was good last year. We know he's a hard nose. We know it.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't know it was going to translate to the NFL.
Why is that points for Baker?
Well, I'm saying Aaron Jones is an established all-pro running back that Darnold had back there to help him out.
Aaron Jones is 55 years old. Okay. Yeah, you see that his hairline is always back here. He's
got the Snoop ponytail going with the hairline starting here, but still coming down.
Man, look like Stevie Wonder back there, man. I'm like, hey, oh. Joker took his helmet off. I'm like, how old is Aaron Jones? I think it was the first question. How old is Aaron Jones? I started asking Siri's like, I do not know.
It broke. I will say Todd Bowles will have something cooking up for the rookie. Todd Bowles, great DC, great defensive mind. I think he'll have something cooked up against Daniels. He's got 18 weeks to look at the film since their first matchup. Daniels did dominate them on the ground that week 1 game, but they kind of forced him into some mistakes that game. And I think Baker, he has a chip on his shoulder after this whole, sliding that tackle in that New Orleans game and getting hit when he was in mid-slide. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder for not making the Pro Bowl. And I think they're playing at home too. Yeah, I think Baker, last year, everyone counted him out. He dominated Jalen Hurts and the Eagles in that opening round game too. No one thought he was going to win that one. So Baker's going to surprise some people, even though, and also the crazy thing about this is, while Buccaneers are the favorite to win this game, 87% of the money is on the Commanders in this game.
So, really?
Everyone's betting on the Commanders.
Okay.
So And Vegas doesn't like to lose, so I think I'm going to be on the side of this one here. So
yeah, that's why I'm going to end up buying points for the Buccaneers to make it a little more manageable, just to sprinkle on top of a big parlay.
Everybody in the chat's laughing right here. Not Stevie Wonder, JD. You're wrong for that one. Yeah, Marcin, just like LeBron.
What'd you call him? 50? You call him 55 years old?
Yeah. Which he said, "Hey man, I'm 55. I know which but Aaron Jones has been playing for 25 years. Okay,
what's the line for Coming to America? Muhammad Ali was 55 years old."
Said yeah, Rocky Marciano beat Joe Louis. Joe Louis, 55 years old. 55 years old.
Tej, you got a headline before we get out of this one because both you guys are on the Commanders.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Baker's cooked.
Baker's cooked.
There you go. There you go.
You see his face.
I was wondering how you're going to go with that.
I was just doing that just for you, just for you.
And Baker, we trust, man.
Baker's timer runs out.
I'll tell you what, if Baker does go past this round, whoever he's got next round, ooh boy, better be careful. Better be careful. And it might be a Jalen Hurts Baker rematch. I'll tell you what, Baker dominated Eagles last year. He'll do it again, and he did it again this year during the regular season. And people are sleeping on Baker's season right now. And I'm very disappointed.
It's like he's been impressive. I'm not. Look, he's been absolutely impressive. Okay, I have absolutely became somewhat of a believer. He deserves the money that he's gotten. He's earned every bit of it. Okay. But
what you saw last week, it went down for you a little bit.
It lost their respect, arrogance. I was like, that's the reason this guy right here can't ride with him. Sorry.
So far, you guys. So Jay's differed on Denver, but you guys have been the same every way so far. Want to make some quick cash and have fun during the NFL playoffs? Well, it's time to embrace your inner underdog. Over the last 3 weeks, we have given 11 selections, and we have cashed on 10 of those, predicting higher or lower on multiple different player statistics. So we are ready to continue this heater into the playoffs. So if you have yet to download the Underdog app, do so now and get free cash. Click the link in the description or use promo code CHIEFCONCERNS, one word, to claim your free pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. It's NFL playoff season, so let's continue to keep the good vibes in 2025. All right, so the final playoff matchup. This is Monday night, January 13th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. The Vikings will be traveling to Los Angeles to play the Rams. Vikings are a 1.5-point favorite. This is the other game where the visiting team is a favorite. Rams are a 1.5-point dog at home. Over-under for this game is 47.5. Yeah, I mean, who do you guys have in this one? This is a pretty exciting game. It should be an offensive, high-power kind of game.
Shootout for sure.
Rams and Vikings have already played this season. I believe before the Vikings lost on Sunday, this was the last game. The last team they lost to was the Rams.
Yeah. I think the Vikings go in and they beat the Rams. I do. I think, they got a lot of offensive firepower. For some reason, the Rams just look wore out to me. Cooper Kupp hasn't been the same guy the last couple of weeks. I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, he's just been kind of over for some of these things. Booker Nakua has been doing a great job, obviously, like always. But man, Warren is. He's shoot. But I do believe Stafford, those guys are just outmatched. I do think they're outmatched. So, and I like Brian's defense. I think he's going to have them guys humming, especially during the playoffs. So, I got Minnesota.
I think the Rams are super confident going into this. The way they just didn't bother playing anyone their last week. They're happy with whoever they play. They're confident. Darnold looked pretty rough. He looked terrible in that last game. In a pretty much playoff game. It was important. It was a really important game. To go from the 2 to 5 seed, I think was the drop. I
1 to 5.
1 to 5. Yeah, even worse. I mean, that's a playoff game, right? I mean, win and you get a bye, lose and you have to travel. That's
apparently anonymous executives told Colin Cowherd that Darnold lost a lot of money if he does hit the open market. He lost a lot of money because of that game on last weekend, and this is an even bigger game for his potential contract this season.
He can wipe it out with this, which adds even more pressure to a guy who sees ghosts. So I got the Rams. I think they're confident. I think they have so much playoff experience. I think it's a high over under. That's tough. I think it's right around there, though. Maybe like a 27-24. But I think the Rams win.
And I'll say this, just when we open the show, what we talked about, what's going on in Los Angeles right now. It would be a nice story, and I know some conspiracy theorists out there would say, "Oh man, of course, it's something, whatever, things are happening in LA, and then you have 2 LA teams win and go to the next round." I think it'd be a really cool story. Obviously, the games have to be played, right? But it would be cool to have LA Chargers and the LA Rams advance to the next round, given all that's going on in the Los Angeles area right now, giving some kind of optimism and hope amongst the people there. Obviously, you're losing your home. The last thing you care about is the football team, but it does give some kind of, an aura of a feel good kind of vibe over there.
Yeah. Plus these guys live there themselves, right? Like they know people who've had their homes.
And you could also use that as a reason why this may not go well for LA. I mean, because think about it, that's
right. I was going to say, who's to say that doesn't bother them? They don't put him in disarray.
Isn't Darnold from that area too?
He is. He's from California.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't even think about that aspect, how it can affect the players. Because you have both LA teams in the playoffs, so that definitely affects them.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll go LA too in this one. I think, the confidence they showed not playing their starters last week, because they had seeding on the line in that game. They didn't care about the seeding. I think they would have been 3 if they'd won the game. But yeah, they took the 4, I guess. Yeah, that's right. It was a Buccaneers and Rams flip-flop. So they went from a 3 to a 4 when they lost. And the Buccaneers got the 3 spot. So they didn't care. They were fine with whatever seed they were. And I think that kind of exudes some confidence. And I think, And also, too, with the way the Lions with their talk about a team that's dealing with JV kind of guys, the Lions defense is depleted. They have guys that just pick up off the street who were playing for them last week, and they were just blitzing the heck out of Darnold. So I can see them definitely blitzing the heck out of Darnold again this week to replicate that.
Yeah. See how he responds.
Yeah.
See how he responds. So I tell you what, if that was something that you exposed about him, they're going to be ready for the blitz. I guarantee it. It's like, okay, that's what happened to us last time. What are we going to do? What is the contingency plan if we do get blitzed? Okay. Can we keep Aaron Jones in there to block? No. Not with that 5 head, he can't. Nope. Got to do somebody else. Right. So.
Yeah. 5 head.
I don't know. He might see Stevie and him at the game, What's up, Stevie? Hey, man. Somebody say you look like me.
So this is the last match with the wild card weekend preview. So just going over it, JD has Denver. Teja and I both have Baltimore or Buffalo. We all have Baltimore against the Steelers. Teja and JD have Philly. I have Green Bay. Teja and JD both have Washington. I have Tampa. And then Houston and LA. JD's got Houston. Teja and I both have the Chargers. And then Teja and I both have the Rams. And JD's got Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.